Greetings. We are here in the lab. This is Ron Tell there. I'm Dr. Jamal Toure. And we have only one special guest with us today, and that special guest is you. You are the special guest with us today, and we're going to have a conversation, a brief conversation, because we are obligated to be transparent. People like something transparent. I'm just joking about it. We have an obligation to share information. And so what we're going to do, we're going to share information with you all. And the information is tied to our municipal elections here in the city of Savannah. But we're only going to be here just for a half an hour. And because I didn't have to go on and help some folks who have engaged in a conversation with another community to help them, because that's what we try to be about. And so, again, municipal elections here in the city of Savannah, like across the entire country. We understand that politics is about power, about control. We understand that we live in a system of oppression that oppresses people of color, in particular African people. It oppresses women, and some of y'all can make excuses about it. But we know the bottom line that we don't see equity and see fairness here. When you don't have equity and fairness here, then that means the system is engaging in oppression. That means that people are treated differently, and we see that and understand that. If you are an apologist, this is not for you. I don't have time to waste with you. And I'm going to share with you what Dr. John Henrik Clarke said. Dr. Clarke said this right here. He said he only debates with his equals. He debates only with his equals. All others he teaches. So I'm letting you know, apologists, don't even come to me, because I don't even play a game with you about any of that craziness and that insanity. And so, again, we are dealing with the experience here. We have elected officials right now who are running for office. We have incumbents. Now, I'll let y'all know, some of the incumbents, I voted for some of the incumbents in the past mayoral election and automatic elections. I voted for some of them. I voted for them. So the things that I say, and you all see me on the platform for Our Black Media, ATR, Our Black Media Network. And I tell folks that I don't get personal. I'm not talking about people's physical features. I don't get into any of that. That's my style. That's me. But people will go and tell you, those who've known me pretty much all my life, I'm still the same person. I have always advocated for what I believe to be right, even when it goes in the face of what my people think might be beneficial to me. That if I don't agree with it, if I think that you're disrespecting my humanity, I don't play the game, and I will let them know. And I know and have been known to burn bridges. I have burned bridges because I tell them I'm going to burn that goddamn bridge because I ain't about to cross it. I will not cross it. So I share this with you all and say this, that our elected officials, none of this is personal. It's not personal for me, but it's about what will history say about us in this generation? What will history say in this generation? Again, what will history say? Because I need to look at what history is going to say about us, how we're functioning right now. And I think that we've done some things that's going to damage us regarding history. The council that we have right now, the majority of the council supported a change with regards to how elected officials can get things on the agenda. Other places and other times, it takes like 3 council members to get something on the agenda. That means that the citizens are not able, if they have a concern, they can go to their council member or a council member and then have them get it on the agenda for it to be discussed and for to go forward with regards to maybe creating a policy or creating some other things to help the people. When you're not going to say it must be 5 and that 5 must agree with regards to that, that becomes damaging and it silences the voices of the people. That is the thing that concerns me. That again, what that has done, it caused a chilling effect on your vote. Citizens of Savannah, that right there, no matter how they try to tell you that is not, it does cause a chilling effect. And now I'm going to get down to it. You know, like they like to say transparency. Guess what? You're in a city that is majority African American, majority African American. Now, under the leadership of an African American mayor with a supermajority city council comprised of African Americans, and all of them, everybody's supposed to be Democrats. All are allegedly Democrats. All of them allegedly Democrats. All these, the supermajority, all are Democrats. They not put that in place. And guess what that means? That means that let's say that you now have, and I'll put it out there, a Caucasian mayor, and let's say some Caucasian city council members, or let's say an East Indian or a Native American or a Latino, and especially a Caucasian Latino or Hispanic, they now become the majority of the city council, or they have enough votes to squelch a concern that comes from the Black community. Because you may have Black people, because we've seen Black people who don't vote in our best interest. That has happened in past city councils. That has happened. They have not always voted in our best interest. So that means, as I'm sharing with you all, and that's why it is so frightening about this, that means that what can possibly happen, that the first district, the fifth district, the third district, the second district, if you all might have some concerns in these neighborhoods that fall within those districts, you might go to your council member, and guess what then happens? They can't get anything on the agenda because they can't get four other people to support it. That then means that your concern, your neighborhood, that African American neighborhood gets left out in the cold. And then all the other communities and all the other people in this community can go to a higher level, but we cannot. That we have been now suppressed, oppressed, and repressed. And if someone says anything about it and say, hey, listen, we didn't create it. Y'all created it. It was under your watch that you created that right there. So that's why I tell folks that chilling effect, that means that your voice has now become silent. That is dangerous, and it was done by Black people. That to me is absolutely frightening. And then they still try to justify it. And why I'm saying it right now, because on Monday night, there was a forum. I was at the forum that's in Savannah. And one of the incumbents wanted to say that act like it was okay, that it was fine. And this is the African American female council member who said this, who falls within that group of five, that gang five. I'm not disparaging only to the gang five, because that's essentially how you all function. And so what has occurred, they tried to justify and rationalize it before Black folks. Here you had a forum, majority Black folks, and as I share, folks, and it was some of the majority Black folks, there were some of the political groupies and the poly whores. I call them poly whores or political whores. Again, they're just trying to get money, just trying to be around what they think are semblances of power, but not real power. It's just that they are puppets that are being controlled by puppet masters. What happens is that now they try to justify and rationalize that and say that, hey, if you can't get anybody to join with you, I'm like, do you all not understand that the tables can turn quickly within the next decade, within another 4 years? So then that way we don't have the numbers that we have now in the city of Savannah, which means that we can lose political power. And then guess what? And you have no power with regards to your voice, taking care of your community. Then that puts you back in the time period of Jim Crow and segregation. So I'm saying to y'all, what has happened is that when they did that, they have not put you on the pathway to segregation and Jim Crow. Yes, we understand that people can look like us, but they don't have to have our best interests. And all you think you got to do is go to the Supreme Court and see that. Some of y'all talk about it, y'all, especially y'all in Savannah. He's from Savannah, Georgia, but then he doesn't vote and do the things that is beneficial to the people who look just like him. And so guess what? We not have it on the municipal side, the legislative side, that we can see the same thing happening. And it was done under your watch. It was done under people who you know. So that's why it is absolutely crucial that we elect people to this council right now who do not have that mindset, who will change it back to the correct way it should be. Now, I know some of you who are friends with some of these people, you all will agree with them that it's okay and it's fine. But guess what happened last night? The forum that was held on Monday night, it was a debacle. I'm going to say this, it was a debacle. That is Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance. They don't need to have people from their body handling forms. They need to have people who know how to handle forms. I've handled forms in the past in South Carolina and throughout coastal Georgia and in the city of Savannah. So I understand how you convey fairness with regards to it is not personal. Even when I am not, since I'm not handling forms this year, I can go give my opinion. Previously, I would not give my opinion, give my thoughts. I'll just say it's about getting people out to vote and making sure people got the information. So this time I'm not doing, not been asked to do anything, no problem. So I am saying the way that they handled it on Monday and what I also heard about what they handled previously, they don't need to handle the forms. Someone else needs to handle the forms for them who knows how to handle forms. So you allow a candidate who's an incumbent to go on tirades after you say 3 minutes. And I felt that that was too long to give them that the amount of time anyway. Give them 3 minutes and then they still go on the tirade. But then also, you don't get control of the forum because now they're busy attacking people running for office and doing personal attacks with regards to that. You don't win anything by that, by you sitting there. Listen, your job, your groupies and your poly whores, they might get excited by that. But the people, the citizens don't get anything. When they are supposed to come there and get information, it's not about you not trying to get all personal. So I'm like, wait a minute, stop, cut that. And they allowed that to happen. And so here go this council member who then asserted and said that basically like, it was okay. But now last night, it was held at the Delaware Center, and it was Thomas Square, the Victorian district, the Victorian neighborhood, Thomas Square neighborhood, and Cala Brownsville. They held the forum. Now, I'm going to tell you, the forum that was held at the church, that forum predominantly African American. The forum that was held at the Delaware Center, it was maybe about, it could have been 50-50 or maybe even 60-40. But again, it was numbers of Caucasians there and African people there. So they are there. And the behaviors that took place on Monday night didn't take place. You didn't see the same type of behaviors with regards to that, and that they handled it in such a way that they had control of their forum. They had control. Even when politicians wanted to do certain things, they were like, no, we have an order and that's what will be followed. But what they did, what was magnificent about, which is the best forum that we've had in the city, is that the questions that were posed to the candidates were not questions that had been written down or given to them in advance. The questions actually came from the audience. The audience, any audience member had a right to pose a question to the candidates. So you know, some of the candidates had to be shaken in their boots because now it wasn't anything that they could try to play the game and manipulate and come with propaganda and rumors and lies. So what now happened is that, yo, this is the deal. They now had to respond to you, to the citizens. Yeah, that was much better. And now I'm going to get into the psychological because I see Black politicians behave with Black people in such a way, and this is not about code switching. They handle Black people in such a way that is disrespectful. They disrespect Black people, but with Caucasians, oh, they don't try to force the issue. Now, let y'all know about Jamal Touré. Jamal Touré is equal opportunity. I don't give a damn who you are. Caucasian, Latino, Native American, Black. I don't sweat. I'm gonna come at you anyway. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. You don't like it. And see, that's why I say, you know why I do that? Because I respect my humanity. I respect me. These Black politicians that you all have here on city council do not respect you. They lie to you. They think that you're stupid and they play you like that. So, but when they get with Caucasians, they respect them. And you know, I tell people, you know, that's tied to self-hatred. So what you have on your city council right here in Savannah, you have a number of people on your city council who have self-hatred issues. And I know some of y'all think, well, self-hatred, you know, there got to be somebody who have no understanding, lowly state. No, you have people in the higher echelons of government who got self-hatred issues. Again, going back to referencing somebody else, People talk about this person from Savannah, Georgia, who is also on the Supreme Court. They go and discuss. I'm not the person. Don't think of this first thing. Jamal Tariq, the first person that discusses that person also has self-hatred issues. And so with regard to that, they will just disrespect you. So here go these council members not in a position to not disrespect Black folks because now you got some Caucasians around and they got to follow suit. But I like the fact, and I told those people at Thomas Square and Victoria, I said, listen here, y'all had the best forum. And they were surprised because, again, they allowed the people to come out. And so what happened? One of the former council members, he was there, who's running for office now. He then went and stated, because, I need to back up and let y'all know this. Of course, me being me, I was going to chill. I wasn't going to say anything, but I was looking to see if other people getting up, going to ask questions. I didn't see people really respond. Me being me, I got to go up and ask a question. So the question that I had posed to those people, I posed it to all the candidates. I said that, how will you restore democracy back to the city council? How would you restore democracy back to the city council? And I put it out there. I said, you all know I have been saying that we lost democracy, that the citizens lost democracy on our city council based on what they did with regard to saying you got to have the 5. We lost democracy, and I want to know, how are you going to restore democracy? And I said I want each one of them to respond to it. And I told even the host for the forum, I said they can have 1 minute to respond to it. But then there's another part to the question too, second part to the question that I was posing to them. And that part was this, that I wanted also to know if our city council members, if they will recuse themselves, that is, remove themselves from a vote when it is involving one of their campaign donors who now have a financial interest in something coming before the city council. Break it down to you. We have seen where some of the candidates who are the incumbents, they have hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have 6 figures, where you have some people with 0 figures, 3 figures, 4 figures, and some barely coming close to 5 figures. But they have 6 figures, and if they might have 5 figures, they got the low 5 figures. But so when we know that some of the donors, as one of the former aldermen said, are coming from people who've always been getting a piece of the pie. So we are saying to them with that question, we want to know, will you remove yourself? Would you recuse yourself from voting on matters that involve campaign donors who have some interest? Because we have seen, and before during this election period, we've seen where people who have a vested interest in some of the matters who came before our city council, that they have supported certain people, and people have voted based on that. So that was the question I posed. 2 questions: how you restore democracy, and would you remove yourself based on integrity, that you should not vote on a matter that one of your donors now have a possible financial relationship with the city of Savannah? It started out fine, but then it got a little stupid. Just be frank, it got a little stupid. Because one person, I want to know, go ahead, respond, and so they started at another end. I didn't want them to start at the end. I want them to start with the current alderwomen and then also the mayor. I wanted them to, especially wanted them to put that out there. And we did a FaceTime live. And so I told folks one of the reasons why, so then that way we got that on record with regard to would they remove themselves. Now, what some people did share with me, they said, they were shaking. Some of the politicians there, some of the incumbents were shaking because it was not putting them on the spot directly. But because some of them, one person running for office, she indicated that she didn't understand the question. And I'm looking like, when you were on council before, that's what y'all did. You all only had to have 3 people. So it's no big deal about that right there. And so what that did, because it was some frustration because you had one person that asked 3 questions, which hogged up some of the time. And I'm just putting out there, I know him. But again, because I tell for the most important question he should have asked, but did not get asked publicly. So with that said, with all that being said, I threw it out there, put it out there, and I wanted to get it on the record. We didn't get all of them. Rashida Edwards did respond favorably. Jason McCombs, he made his statement. Also, And so then Curtis Singleton, he tried to throw out that it's about policies. Big disappointment with regard to that. Policies. It's not about policy, it's about integrity right now. It's about integrity. Integrity. Former alderman made the statement, Tony Thomas made the statement, and everybody else would have capitulated, well, following suit along with that, if you are looking out for the people. When you're not looking out for the people, you do what you can to scurry. And that's how folks is. Rats and roaches do not like the dark. So that's what happened. We give opportunity for the rats and roaches not to say anything, no light to come on them. So I'm saying this to you all who are in the city of Savannah. Please, 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 you making decisions about voting, and that's what Tony Thomas is even saying, that again, that you need to think about this. You need to look and see who's supporting these people. So that's going to tell you who they're going to be supporting in the next coming years. And that again, and what you will be losing here in the city of Savannah. We must regain what we on the pathway that we were going. We got off path. We got off the path. We need to regain that. And so you have city council members that I'm saying that are basically lying to you all, defrauding you all, got your grandparents and other people thinking other people are crazy and other people are insane. But I'm like saying, no, you are insane if you support them and vote for them, because it's your own self-destruction. No intelligent person who respects their humanity will go against their best interests. And so they have not trained Black folks here to not go against their best interests. And this is dangerous. This is dangerous because it's going to, in fact, impact them, impact you all, and impact your children and your children's children. You are not going back to the time of Jim Crow and segregation here in Savannah, Georgia. And so guess what? And you're not going to have any place to go but with regards to out the county, out the city, and you won't have any power then. That we lose this power. And Savannah is a blue city, and Chatham County is blue because they got you all here. But when y'all start going out, you begin to lose some of that blue. And that's what is going on. They have not impacting things. So then that way you might even lose presidential elections based on before when you turn Georgia blue. Guess what? Based on things they have done, some of y'all will not even be here, and you go into these other areas where your power is dissipated, where it is weakened, is diluted. And I'm just going to get down how Malcolm said, like y'all put certain things in coffee and it dilutes it. And so that was Malcolm like saying that's why we got to sometimes stick together and be strong about this, because it's about respecting our humanity. So it is absolutely frightening. And so now I'm going to say this. One of the people who support the incumbents, he said this to me. He said this, I'm just being frank with you. He said to me that some of our elected officials, our Black elected officials, are not that intelligent, are not that smart, are not that bright. This is what he said. Somebody who supports the incumbent said this right here. So he understood when I shared some things with him that, again, that, y'all don't get it. Some of those elected officials, just because they're elected to office, they don't have a clue. That's why we got to have this new blood coming in, that people who sincerely want to work on behalf of the people. And so we now come to this part right here, that you have elected officials who talk about dignity and decorum. And it sounds wonderful. And some of y'all get caught up into dignity and decorum. You talk about how people make you feel bad because you see people arguing, people getting mad, people getting frustrated. But some of that frustration is because they're trying to fight for you. The frustration is built on the fact that they're trying to fight for you, and they see how people are railroading this community. They are railroading this community, so people are frustrated. They are angered by this. If you are a human, you would all gonna be angered. Nat Turner was angered. Sojourner Truth was angered. Harry Thomas was angered. Ivy Wells was angered by the stuff that they saw happening. That, listen here, that's what's going to happen at time. People are going to be angry when they see people being abused, when people being tortured psychologically, mentally, physically, environmentally. That, again, that's going to happen. And so some of y'all don't want no hullabaloo. Yeah, no hullabaloo, guess what? Going to cause you to die. You're going to die in this city right here. I'm putting it out there right now. If y'all don't change, you are going to die in this city. You're going to die in Savannah. Savannah will no longer be your Savannah. And then your children are going to look back on history and say, why did it happen? And I want to say, you need to go look at your grandparents and look at your parents. They were the ones that caused it to happen. Your people caused it to happen. Well, we're now diluted, and we're like Charleston, South Carolina, where we don't have the power anymore. So then that way your fate is controlled by other people. This way you have control of your fate right now. But they tell you about dignity and decorum, which is absolutely hypocritical, because I hear them say dignity and decorum at the city council meeting, but they get on Facebook on a weekly basis. And if you don't agree with them, they get like a petulant child and become petty with you. You know, they get petty. So I'm like, how are you going to talk about dignity and decorum at the city council meeting, but then on Facebook, y'all get indignant with the people? Now here go the other element. As I said, here goes city council members who is getting indignant at the people, getting mad at the people, carrying on like a fool, like a fool. I'm talking behaviors right now. I ain't calling y'all personal. I'm just saying your behavior was foolish. It was insane behavior that everyone can go and say that's a mental health issue right there. So they act like that in the environment with these Black people. And so, but then y'all go and say the polyhorns and the political groupies, y'all go and talk about other people about dignity and decorum. They have no dignity and have no decorum on Facebook, and when they're outside the city council chambers. Y'all see the stuff they post on Facebook. Y'all have seen some of this. So it's not like it's brand new. And that's why I tell you, how are we so hypocritical? It is frightening that, again, people are so caught up into titles or positions that they allow some people to be ignorant because they have a title or position, or that they be petty because they have a title or position. Yo, y'all talking about y'all believe in God. God don't agree with that type of stuff. And that's why I'm sick and tired of y'all trying to use God and invoke God when y'all around the people. But no, I'm saying God will strike that down. That's why God sent some of us here to do that, to strike some of that madness down. So I'm saying to you all right now, when they tell you about dignity and decorum, you better understand that's about death. This is about death because they want you to be silent and take crumbs off the table, that is the polyhorns and the political groupies and them, but then the rest of you get starvation that you die. So dignity and decorum is about death. So what needs to happen, they need to stop being hypocritical, and you all need to stop letting them be hypocritical about this and call them out. You know it, you see it. You see it on Facebook. You see them in the streets. You see them with the posts where they can go to businesses and, let me back up and share something with you. You know, there's one Black elected official, one Black alderman in the city of Savannah. He has been calling code enforcement on a Black business owner in their own district. Yeah, I just said that. A Black elected official has been calling code enforcement on a Black business owner in his district, on one of the constituents in the district. That's what he's been doing, trying to hurt a Black person. So I'm like, come on now. Let's stop this craziness to try to act like they're okay. No, they're not okay. They are sick. That is self-hatred. So now let me give you the other side to it. They do not call the code enforcement on any Caucasian businesses doing the same thing. But on Black people, they call the code enforcement on Black people, but not on Caucasians? Did I not tell you about self-hatred? That's self-hatred in the finest. That's the best, one of the best examples of self-hatred. You disrespect Black people when you're around them, but you let your head be patted by Caucasians, and then guess what? You let them do things, but you call it in on Black people. That is oppression in its finest, and that is the sickness that we have on our city council. And we need to have people who are there who are healthy people, even people who know that they have faults, but they understand they are healthy. Yes, this is Jamal Toure. I've been waiting a long time to share all this with you all, and that's why I say my other people get mad with me. I've been waiting to say this, and that's now you go and tell everybody, run tell that. Peace and blessings. We out of here. The producer said that he could hear me. This is obvious. The producer went to Tompkins High School. So that's what happened.
I like that.